Some tears teach strength. Wickedness may win for a while, but goodness always wins in the end. No matter how deep the pain, light will find a way. Kindness is not weakness. It's power in disguise. When life closes a door, your character opens a window. The same house that caused her pain watched her rise. Sometimes, the person you least expect becomes the greatest light. My dear friends, please support me by clicking the subscribe button. Your support means so much to me. Let's grow this family together. Thank you so much. Story begins. A small village in eastern Nigeria. The cock crowed loudly. It screamed, waking Nena from her sleep. She turned on the mat and rubbed her eyes gently. The morning sun had not fully risen, but she knew it was time to get up. At just 13 years old, Nena was already used to waking early. She had been doing that since her mother died 2 years ago. Life had changed after Mummy's death, but Nena was still hopeful that things would be better soon. Her father, Daddy Nena, was a good man. He worked in the village as a carpenter, known for making strong chairs and fine beds. But since Mummy Nena died, something in him had changed. He was always sad and quiet, like someone carrying a heavy load on his heart. Nena, he would call with a tired voice. Come and eat. Even when there was food, Daddy barely touched it. Sometimes, he would sit in the front of house stare into space. Nena missed her mother every day, but she tried to be strong for her father. It was a hot Tuesday afternoon. The sun was shining so bright that even the lizards were hiding in the shade. Nena was washing plates outside when Daddy called her. Nena, come, sit down, he said. She wiped her wet hands and sat beside him. I want to talk to you, he continued. You're growing, and I know you miss your mother. I miss her too. But, I can't do this alone anymore. Nena looked up at him with innocent eyes. Do what, Daddy? He smiled sadly. I've decided to marry again. Nena's heart jumped. She had heard stories from other girls in the village, stories of wicked stepmothers and suffering. But she trusted her father. Maybe this woman would be kind. What is her name? She asked. Her name is Auntie Joy, he replied. She's from the next village. You'll like her. She's beautiful and gentle. Nena smiled faintly. Okay, Daddy. In her heart, she prayed. God, please let her love me. Please let her be like my mother. 1 week later, Auntie J moved in. She was tall and light-skinned, with sharp eyes and long fingers that moved like they were dancing. Her wrapper always smelled of sweet perfume. When she walked, her waist moved from side to side like a woman in a festival. At first, she was nice. My sweet Nena, she would call. Come and help me fry akara. Nena was happy. They laughed together, cooked together, and even braided each other's hair. People in the village said Daddy was lucky. They looked like a happy family. Daddy smiled more, even whistled sometimes. Nena began to believe her prayers had been answered. But things didn't stay sweet for long. One night, Daddy traveled to the city to buy wood for his furniture work. He would be gone for 3 days. Take care of the house, he told Joy. And please take care of Nena. Joy smiled sweetly. Don't worry, my husband. I will treat her like my own daughter. But as soon as Daddy left, something changed. That evening, Nena finished eating and carried her plate to the kitchen. Are you mad? Joy shouted. Why didn't you wash my own plate? Nena blinked, confused. I'm sorry, Auntie, I didn't know. You didn't know, so I should be the one begging you to help in this house. You want to sit and eat like a princess while I do everything. She grabbed the cane behind the door and pointed at the plates. Wash everything, and don't leave a single stain. Nena obeyed, her small hands shaking as she scrubbed each plate clean. Her back ached, and her heart was heavy. That night, she cried silently on her mat. Her mother used to sing to her before bed. Now, all she had was the sound of Joy's snoring and the pain of her tears. The next morning was worse. Before the sun came up, Joy banged on the door. Nena, wake up, lazy child. You want to sleep till cockroach takes over the house. Nena rushed out. She hadn't even brushed her teeth when Joy handed her a broom. Sweep the whole compound. Fetch water. Wash my clothes. And make sure you cook yam before I come back. But Auntie, I have school, Nena said gently. Joy looked at her with fire in her eyes. School? Did I hear school? Is it school that will cook food for this house? Nena wanted to cry. She wanted to run. But there was nowhere to go. She did the work in silence, her young heart burning with questions. What had she done wrong? Why did Joy hate her so much? That evening, Daddy returned from the city. Nena's face lit up like a lamp. She rushed to hug him. Daddy, I missed you, my angel, he said warmly. I missed you too. He looked around the compound. Where is Joy? She went to the market, Nena replied. Good, I brought you something. From his bag, he pulled out a small necklace. It was made of tiny red beads, like the kind Nena had always admired. She gasped. For me? Yes, he smiled. Because you are my sunshine. She held the necklace to her chest and smiled for the first time in days. But that joy would not last. Behind the curtain, Joy stood quietly, watching. Her lips were tight, her eyes were narrow, her heart was boiling. She had seen the necklace. And from that moment, she made a vow to herself. That girl will never have peace in this house. For the next few days, everything seemed normal. Daddy was home, and Auntie Joy wore a big smile from morning till night. She cooked fresh soup, served Daddy his food on time, and even helped him massage his legs in the evening. To Daddy, she was the perfect wife. To Nena, she was two different people. When Daddy was around, Joy acted like a loving mother. She called Nena my dear, offered her fruits, and pretended to care. Nena, come and sit with us, she would say sweetly. Tell Daddy what you learned in school today. But the moment Daddy stepped out, the sweetness would disappear like smoke. Idiot, you want to spoil my image before your father, Abby. She would hiss. Why didn't you greet me properly this morning? Must I remind you every day that I am now the queen of this house? Nena was confused. Was it her fault Daddy loved her? Was it wrong that her father called her sunshine? Sometimes, she tried to understand Auntie Joy's anger, but it was too deep for her young mind. All she knew was that she had to survive each day. And that meant staying out of Auntie Joy's way. While Daddy was fixing a broken door for Mummy Rose in the village, Joy sent Nena to the bush path to fetch firewood. Don't return until your head is full, she commanded. And if I don't see enough firewood, no food for you tonight. Nena picked her basket and headed down the narrow red path. She walked, the sun was high, and the road was quiet except for birds and the rustling of dry leaves. As she bent to gather firewood, tears rolled down her cheeks. I miss you, Mummy, she whispered. I wish you were still here. This woman. She doesn't love me. Her tears dropped on the dry grass, but she wiped them quickly. She had to be strong. By evening, she returned home with her small basket full. Her back hurt, and her legs were sore, but she was proud that she tried her best. Auntie Joy didn't even look at her. Drop it and go and wash the plates, she barked. Nena opened her mouth, but closed it again. She dropped the firewood and went to the backyard. There, she saw a pile of plates waiting for her. Some had ants crawling over them. They had been left all day. Why didn't she wash these before sending me out? Nena thought. But again, she kept silent. She washed the plates. She cooked the yam. She swept the compound. She cleaned the chicken coop. All without a word. Daddy returned later that night, tired and dusty. My wife, he called. Is there still some soup? Yes, my love, Joy said sweetly. Let me serve you. She dished out a large bowl of steaming soup, full of meat and soft yellow fufu. Then she smiled and brought a tiny bowl of plain Gary water for Nena. Eat that, she said coldly. Daddy looked at her, surprised. Where's Nena's food? She said she wasn't hungry, Joy lied. She refused to eat yam. Daddy turned to Nena. Is it true? Nena looked up slowly. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. Joy stood behind Daddy, giving her a warning look. Her eyes were sharp like a knife. Nena nodded. Yes, Daddy. He sighed. All right then. But don't stay hungry, okay? She nodded again. And that night, she slept with her belly rumbling like thunder. The next day, things got worse. Joy began a new rule: Nena must kneel before her every morning and greet her like a queen. If you don't kneel, you don't eat, she said. Nena obeyed. Kneel properly, bend well. Joy would snap. You think you're doing me a favor? Sometimes, Daddy caught a glimpse of the tension. He would frown and ask, what's going on? But Joy always had a smooth answer. You know children these days, she'd say, laughing. She's just a little stubborn, but I'm training her well. Daddy would nod. As long as you're helping her become a good woman. Yes, my husband. That's all I want. And Nena, she said nothing. She swallowed her tears and smiled through the pain. One evening, a visitor came to the house. It was Mummy Ifoma, Nena's late mother's best friend. She brought some garden eggs and pepper for Daddy. Nena, how are you? She said, hugging Nena. You're growing so fast. Your mother would be proud. Tears welled up in Nena's eyes. She always talked about how kind you were. Mummy Ifoma continued. How are you coping with your stepmother? Before Nena could answer, Auntie Joy appeared from behind the curtain. Good evening, Mummy Ifoma, she said, faking a smile. Nena is doing well. She's in safe hands. I treat her like my own. Mummy Ifoma smiled politely but watched Nena closely. Later that night, she whispered to Daddy. Shine your eyes. Watch your daughter well. Not all smiles are pure. Daddy raised his brow. Did something happen? I don't know yet, she replied. But I can feel it. That woman. Something is not right. Daddy thanked her. But deep down, he didn't want to believe it. He loved his wife. He loved his daughter. But he didn't know who to trust. That night, Nena sat by the moonlight, hugging her knees. She looked up at the stars and prayed. God, give Daddy wisdom. Let him see the truth. And please, don't let Auntie Joy destroy me. Far inside the house, Auntie Joy watched her from the window. She folded her arms and whispered to herself. You better learn how to suffer, little girl. Because this is just the beginning. It was just before dawn. The sky was still gray, and a cold breeze whispered through the cracks in the wooden house. But Nena was already awake. Not because she had enough sleep, but because she was used to waking up early. She had learned that the earlier she rose, the fewer insults she would get from Auntie Joy. She stood from her mat slowly, rubbing her eyes. Her small body was weak. She had gone to bed without food again. The little she got yesterday was cold Gary water. It barely touched her stomach. But she didn't complain. Complaining only brought slaps. She picked up her wrapper, tied it around her chest, and stepped out. In the kitchen behind the house, she cleaned ashes from the fireplace and fetched water from the clay pot. She was boiling water to soak yam when she heard the voice. You are as slow as a pregnant tortoise. Auntie Joy had woken up. Do you think this house is a playground? She shouted. The fire is not even hot yet. Useless child. Nena didn't respond. She continued blowing the fire with a fan made from old rice sack. Smoke entered her eyes, and tears rolled down not from pain, but from smoke and shame. After cooking, you go and wash my wrapper, Joy continued. Then fetch water from the stream. And sweep everywhere. Don't come back here until you finish. Yes, Auntie, Nena whispered. What did you say? Yes, Auntie, she said louder. Joy hissed and went back inside, muttering, you will suffer well in this life. By the time the sun rose fully, Nena had already fetched 2 basins of water, cleaned the compound, cooked yam, and washed clothes. She was about to rest when Ego called her again. Go and buy pepper from the market. But Auntie, I haven't eaten since yesterday. Should I throw a party for you? Did I tell you not to eat? She snapped. You better carry your long legs and move before I break your head. Nena picked the small basket and the money Joy threw at her like trash. Her stomach growled. She was tired, but she walked anyway. It was better to obey than to get whipped. The village market was already noisy. Women were shouting prices, chickens were clucking, and boys were playing beside the food stalls. Nena walked quietly, avoiding eye contact. She bought the pepper and turned back. But just as she was leaving, she heard someone call her name. Nena. She turned. It was Mummy Ifoma. My daughter, come here. Are you okay? Nena forced a smile. Yes, Ma. But Mummy Ifoma looked at her closely. Her eyes were sunken. Her lips were dry. Her wrapper looked older than her age. You haven't eaten, have you? Nena's eyes dropped. She said nothing. Mummy Ifoma reached into her basket and brought out a small piece of fried plantain wrapped in leaf. Take. Eat it before you faint. Nena hesitated. If Auntie Joy finds out, she won't know. Eat it quickly, Mummy Ifoma insisted. Nena nodded and ate the plantain behind a stall. It was warm and soft. The taste made her eyes fill with tears. She had almost forgotten what real food felt like in her mouth. Thank you, Ma, she said. Come to my house anytime, Mummy Ifoma said. Your mother was like a sister to me. I won't let her daughter suffer alone. As Nena reached home, Joy was standing at the door with her hands on her waist. Where are you coming from? She asked sharply. I went to the market. And why are you walking like a thief? Did you eat something? No, Auntie. Come here. Joy dragged her by the arm and sniffed her mouth. I can smell something, plantain. She said with rage. No, I didn't eat. Liar. She slapped Nena across the face. The girl fell to the ground, pepper flying out of her basket. Next time, Yui learn to tell the truth. Useless orphan. Just then, Daddy walked in. What's going on here? He asked, surprised. Joy quickly changed her voice. This girl, she disrespected me in the market. She even collected food from a stranger. Daddy looked at Nena, who was now crying. Is it true? Nena looked up, her cheek red and eyes swollen. I was hungry, Daddy, I didn't steal. Mummy Ifoma gave me. Joy interrupted. You see, she's even name-dropping to cover her shame. Daddy looked confused. He didn't know who to believe. But he turned to Joy. Please, don't beat her like that again. Just correct her gently. She's still a child. Joy hissed and walked away. Nena remained on the ground, tears dripping onto her wrapper. Her only crime was being hungry. That night, Daddy called Nena to his room. I don't know what is happening, my daughter. But I want peace in my home. I know, Daddy, Nena said. You know I love you, right? She nodded. Just try to be respectful to Joy, she's the woman of this house now. I try, Daddy, I do. He sighed and held her hand. Be strong. Nena smiled faintly. I will, Daddy. But deep down, she knew being strong was no longer enough. Because Joy didn't just want respect. She wanted Nena gone. Things only got worse. Nena had become like a housemaid, cooking, sweeping, washing, and even carrying heavy firewood alone. Each time she made a mistake, no matter how small, Auntie Joy would shout so loud that neighbors could hear. But Daddy still didn't know the full truth. Joy always made sure he never caught her in her true colors. Then, one sunny Saturday, something strange happened. It started with a golden necklace. The necklace wasn't ordinary. It had belonged to Nena's mother. It was the only thing Nena had left from her. A thin gold chain with a small heart at the center. Mummy Nena wore it every day until the day she died. Before her burial, Daddy had removed the necklace and placed it in a small wooden box under his bed. He told Nena, when you turn 16, you wear it proudly. This will remind you of your mother's love. Nena loved that necklace with all her heart. Sometimes, when no one was around, she would open the box gently and hold it in her palm, whispering, I miss you, Mummy. But that Saturday morning, when she opened the box, her heart almost stopped. The necklace was gone. She searched the box again. Nothing. She checked the floor under the bed. Nothing. She ran outside, her heart pounding. Auntie Joy, she called. Please, did you see the necklace Daddy kept under the bed? Joy looked up from where she was peeling cassava. Which necklace? Mummy necklace. The one in the wooden box. Joy frowned and dropped the knife. Why are you asking me? Do I look like a thief? No, Auntie. I just thought maybe you. Shut up your mouth. So now you're accusing me. The woman who feeds you. I'm not accusing. Before she could finish, Joy slapped her so hard that she fell backward into the cassava. You're mad, or you must be mad. Nena burst into tears. It's the only thing I had left from my mother. Joy hissed. Then go and join your mother in the grave. Nena gasped. Those words pierced her heart more than the slap. She stood up slowly and ran into the bush path behind their house. She didn't even know where she was going. She just wanted to run away from the pain. Later that day, Daddy returned from his friend's naming ceremony in the next village. He noticed Nena's swollen eyes and asked what happened. She fell while playing, Joy lied. You know how clumsy she is. Nena didn't say anything. She had learned her lesson. No matter what she said, Daddy would believe Joy. But that evening, something unexpected happened. Mummy Ifoma came visiting again. She brought a small pot of yam porridge and called Nena aside. My daughter, you look thinner every day. What is happening in this house? Nena broke down. Through tears, she explained everything: the missing necklace, the slap, the name calling, and the hunger. Mummy Ifoma was shocked. That woman is wicked, she whispered. And your father? What has he become? He doesn't know. Auntie Joy always pretends, Nena replied. Don't worry, my child, she said, holding her gently. I will not keep quiet anymore. The next morning, the entire village heard shouting from Daddy compound. Joy had woken up to find her wrapper cut into pieces. She ran outside, screaming, witchcraft. Somebody wants to destroy me. She called neighbors. She shouted insults. She poured ashes on her head. And then she accused Nena. You think I don't know it was you? Who else can do such a thing? I didn't touch your wrapper, Nena said, frightened. You're jealous because your mother is dead and I'm the one here now. Joy pounced again, but this time, someone held her hand mid-air. It was Mummy Ifoma. Enough is enough, she shouted. Don't you dare lay your hands on this girl again. The neighbors gathered. Mummy Ifoma spoke to everyone about what had been happening in secret. Nena is not your slave. She's a child, and she deserves love. The village women murmured in anger. Many had suspected Joy's wickedness, but they had no proof until now. And then Mummy Ifoma brought out something from her handbag. The missing necklace. Everyone gasped. I found this necklace with the village goldsmith, she said. Someone sold it for 2,000 naira. And guess whose name he mentioned? All eyes turned to Joy. She stammered. I needed money to buy medicine. You stole a dead woman's necklace and blamed her daughter, Mummy Ifoma said. You should be ashamed. Daddy was shocked. His face turned red with embarrassment. You did all this? He asked Joy. I didn't mean to. Leave my house, Daddy said quietly but firmly. Today. But, leave. Joy stood there, frozen. Then, in shame and anger, she grabbed her bag and walked away, spitting on the ground as she left. We regret this, she screamed. All of you. But nobody stopped her. Daddy turned to Nena, who was weeping silently. I'm sorry, he said. I should have believed you. She hugged him tightly. It's okay, Daddy. But even though Joy had gone, Nena knew the scars would take time to heal. For the first time in a long while, peace entered Daddy compound. After Auntie Joy packed her things and left, it felt as if a dark cloud lifted from the house. Nena could finally breathe. The silence that followed her absence was not empty, it was peaceful. Daddy tried to smile more. He noticed how thin Nena had become and promised to make things better. My daughter, he said one morning, I failed you. But I will not fail you again. Nena nodded. She wanted to believe him. She truly did. Life slowly changed. No more early morning insults. No more cold Gary for dinner. No more slaps over small mistakes. Daddy started cooking with Nena. He even laughed for the first time in months. The neighbors noticed and said, the witch is gone. Nena would visit Mummy Ifoma, who became like a mother to her. She taught her how to fry akara, how to grind pepper properly, and how to smile with her heart. You are a strong girl, she would always say. Your mother would be proud. But even though Joy was gone, her shadow still lingered. One evening, Nena was washing clothes near the kitchen when she heard a loud knock at the gate. Daddy came out quickly. Who is that? They opened the gate slowly. Standing outside was a tall man in uniform, holding a bag and looking tired. It was Uncle Uche's younger brother who had left for Lagos years ago to join the army. Nobody had heard from him in a long time. Uche, Daddy shouted in surprise. You're back. They hugged tightly. Where is your wife? Uche asked, entering the compound. Daddy looked at Nena, then away. She's no longer with us, he replied. Uche didn't ask questions. He just nodded. Later that night, after eating, Uche sat outside with Nena. So, you're Nena, the girl I left as a baby. Yes, uncle, you look like your mother. She was a good woman. May her soul rest well. Amen. He studied her closely. You've seen pain. I can tell. She looked away. But Uche didn't push. Instead, he smiled. You will be fine, my child. From now on, you're not alone. Nena blinked. It was hard to believe. For too long, she had felt forgotten even by her own family. The next morning, Uncle Uche told Daddy, this girl must go back to school. Daddy scratched his head. That's what I've been thinking, but money has been tight. I will take care of it, Uche said quickly. Let her continue her education. That's the best gift you can give her now. Nena's eyes widened. School. She had forgotten what it felt like to wear uniform, to write on paper, to sit with classmates. Thank you, uncle, she said. Don't thank me yet, he said, laughing. Wait until you start solving maths. The next few weeks were filled with joy. Nena got new shoes, books, a small school bag, and a blue uniform. Her school reopened after the long break, and Daddy took her on the first day. When they reached the gate, students turned and whispered, is that Nena? She's back. She saw her old friend, Ngozi, who ran and hugged her tightly. I missed you. I missed you too, Nena replied, her heart full. The headmistress called her into the office and said, I'm proud of you for returning. Never give up, my dear. That day, as Nena sat in the classroom, holding a pencil and smiling for the first time in a long while, she remembered her mother. You always told me to never give up, she whispered in her heart. I didn't. When she returned home that afternoon, Uncle Uche was outside washing his motorcycle. Come here, he said. How was school? It was beautiful. He smiled. Good. Now go change and help me fry plantain. She laughed. Yes, uncle. Peace returned, not just to the house, but to Nena's soul. She began to laugh freely. She ate good food. She grew stronger. But deep inside, a small part of her still remembered Auntie Joy and the pain she had caused. Even though the wounds were healing, the scars would always remind her of where she came from. But more importantly, they reminded her of how far she had come. Nena's life was finally finding light again, like a candle that refused to die even after heavy wind. Her schoolwork was improving, her laughter had returned, and her skin was glowing like the evening sun. The whole village could see the change, and Daddy became more caring. Uncle Uche remained her biggest supporter. And Mummy Ifoma, she visited almost every other day with something sweet: banana, jollof rice, roasted yam, or stories from the past. Your life will be sweet again, she always told Nena. But as they say in the village, when things begin to shine, darkness often waits at the corner. And that darkness came one Sunday evening. It was after church. Nena was in the kitchen, boiling water to make pap, while Daddy and Uncle Uche were discussing football under the mango tree. Suddenly, they heard someone knock heavily on the gate. Uncle Uche stood up. Who is that one knocking like they want to break the gate? Daddy opened the gate. What he saw made his mouth open wide. Standing there was Joy. Her clothes were torn in places, her hair untidy, her eyes sunken. But she still had that proud look on her face. I came to collect what belongs to me, she said. Daddy didn't know what to say. Joy, why are you here? Why shouldn't I be here? She barked. Am I not your wife? You left this house, replied. You packed your things. You disgraced yourself in front of the whole village. I don't care, she shouted. I'm still your wife, whether anyone likes it or not. And this girl, she pointed at Nena, who had come out, froze. She cannot take my place. Nena stepped back slowly, heart racing. Uncle Uche moved in front of her. You better calm down, he said. This is not a market square. I'm not afraid of you. Joy snapped. I was only trying to correct her. But all of you ganged up against me. No, Daddy said slowly, you were wicked. You stole. You lied. You beat a child. And you were caught. I've suffered, Joy said, her voice trembling now. Since I left here, things have gone bad. No peace, no money, no shelter. People spit when they see me. Please, I want to come back. There was silence. Even the birds went. Daddy looked at her, then at Nena, then at Uche. You can't come back here, Daddy finally said. Not while Nena is under this roof. Joy's face changed. Her eyes became red. So, you're choosing her over me? She's my daughter. Daddy snapped. My own blood. And I was your wife. You were never a mother to her. Never. You treated her like a goat. Joy began to cry. But this time, no one moved to comfort her. You caused your own pain, Uche said. Please, I just need a place to sleep, she begged. I will not have you here again, said. Joy dropped to her knees, but it was too late. The same gate she walked out of with pride weeks ago now shut behind her with shame. That night, Nena couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Joy. Yes, the woman was wicked. Yes, she was cruel. But what if she was truly sorry? What if she had changed? She remembered her mother's voice from long ago. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing peace over pain. The next morning, Nena woke up early. She walked to Daddy. I want to ask you something. What is it, my daughter? If Auntie Joy truly has nowhere to go, maybe we can help her. Daddy blinked. After everything she did to you? Yes, but not inside this house. Maybe give her something. Help her find shelter. Daddy looked at her with pride in his eyes. You are more mature than many adults, he said. Okay, I will do something. Later that day, Daddy sent someone to give Joy some money and food. She was shocked. She asked, who sent this? The boy replied, your stepdaughter, Nena. Tears rolled down Joy's cheeks. That evening, she wrote a small note. Nena, I am sorry. May your kind heart never suffer again. Nena returned to her studies with happiness. Her skin glowed, her eyes sparkled, and her teachers at school started calling her the girl with the golden mind. She came first in her class. Daddy was so proud, he told every neighbor that his daughter was going to become a doctor, or even the governor one day. Uncle Uche, on the other hand, said, she will become a general in the Nigerian army like me. They all laughed. Things were finally normal. Then one hot afternoon, a stranger walked into their compound carrying a brown envelope. "Good afternoon," he greeted. "Good afternoon, my brother," Daddy said. "Who are you looking for?" The man smiled. "You must be Mr. Michael." "Yes, that's me. I have a letter for you. From your cousin in Mr. Pascal." Daddy's eyes widened. "Pascal? From the city?" "Yes." He said, "It's important." Daddy took the envelope and quickly opened it. The moment he read the first few lines, his face changed. "What is it?" Uncle Uche asked. Daddy sat down slowly on the wooden bench under the tree. "He wants me to come to town next week." "Why?" "He says he has found work for me. As a supervisor in a construction company." "Oh my goodness," Uche shouted. "That's good news now. But it means I will have to leave the village," Daddy said, worried. "What about Nena?" Nena stepped forward. "I will be fine, Daddy, as long as you come back on weekends." Uche nodded. "Leave her with me. I will take care of everything here." Daddy looked at his daughter's eyes, so bright, so trusting. He reached out and held her hand. "You're growing into a woman, Nena. You've suffered, but you still shine." She smiled. "Because I have you and uncle." It was a big thing. Someone getting a job in the city was not common. People cheered, and said, "Remember us when you reach town." Daddy wore a clean white shirt and carried a small Ghana must-go bag. Nena hugged him tightly. "Don't forget to call every evening." "I won't, my sunshine." He entered the vehicle, and they waved until it disappeared down the road. Life became different without Daddy. Quiet, but peaceful. Uche took over the father role. He helped with homework, walked Nena to school sometimes, and taught her how to ride a bicycle with one missing pedal. "Balance is life," he would say, laughing. Nena missed her father but was excited to hear from him every night. He always said the same thing. "I'm proud of you." Then one Thursday evening, as Nena was returning from school, something surprising happened. She saw Joy, her former stepmother, sweeping the village square. Not out of punishment. She was doing it willingly. People whispered, "LS, that not Joy, what is she doing?" Some laughed, others just walked past. But Nena stopped. "Auntie Joy," she said. Joy looked up. Her eyes were tired, but her voice was gentle. "Nena, are you okay?" Joy nodded slowly. "I'm just trying to be useful again. Maybe one day, the village will forgive me." There was silence. Then Nena bent down and picked up the second broom lying on the ground. "Let me help you." Joy's lips trembled. "Why are you helping me, after everything I did to you?" "Because I'm not like you, Auntie. And because forgiveness is healing." They swept the square together, one older, one younger, but both carrying the weight of their own pasts. From a distance, Mummy Ifoma watched and wiped a tear from her eye. "She is her mother's daughter," she whispered to herself. Later that night, Uche came back from the farm and found Nena sitting quietly. "Why the long face?" he asked. "I saw Auntie Joy sweeping," she replied. "I helped her." Uche looked surprised, then slowly nodded. "You did the right thing. She said she wants to be useful again. She should. Let her feel the weight of her mistakes. But don't let her back into your life too quickly. Healing takes time." Nena nodded. Uche ruffled her hair gently. "You're strong. Stronger than you know." 2 days later, a new letter arrived from Daddy. It was addressed to Nena. Inside, there was a short note. "My daughter, I just wanted you to know I'm doing well. Work is tough, but I smile every time I think of you. I heard you're helping people, even those who hurt you. You are gold. Never forget that. Love, Daddy." Tucked inside the letter was a small photo of Daddy in his office, wearing a yellow hard hat and smiling beside a building under construction. Nena hugged the letter to her chest. For the first time in her life, she felt something that had been missing. Pride. She was proud of herself. And finally, she believed that her future was going to be beautiful. It was a bright Monday morning, and the school bell rang loudly as usual. Nena was already in class, seated at the front. Her white and blue uniform was neatly ironed, and her exercise books were carefully arranged on her desk. Even though her daddy was in town now, she felt stronger than ever. Every evening, she told him about her studies. She remembered her mother's words. "You are not just a girl, you are light." That morning, something strange happened. The headmistress walked into the class with a broad smile. Behind her was a tall man in a suit and glasses. All the pupils became silent. "Good morning, children," the headmistress greeted. "Good morning, Ma. This morning, we have a visitor," she said. "He came from the city." He works with a foundation that gives scholarships to brilliant children. All the pupils looked at each other, eyes wide. His foundation has picked one person from this whole school. Just one person. And that person will have full scholarship until university. Everyone gasped. The man opened a file in his hand and smiled. I'm happy to announce that the winner of this year's Golden Future Foundation Scholarship is... He paused and looked around the room. Miss Nena. The classroom exploded with excitement. Everyone clapped, cheered, and some even stood on their chairs. Nena's eyes widened. She blinked hard. Me, she whispered. Yes, you. The headmistress laughed. Come forward. Nena stood up. Her legs were shaking. As she walked to the front of the class, she saw some of her classmates smiling proudly, and others whispering in awe. The man handed her a certificate. You deserve this, he said. We read your story. Your teachers say you are honest, kind, and hard-working. He turned to the class. This girl came from pain but didn't allow it to destroy her. Instead, she became light. People shouted, have you heard? Namdi's daughter won a scholarship. Even the village elders were surprised. Some said, this girl will make our community proud. Mummy Ifoma danced in the market square and sang praises. And guess who came to her house that evening? Joy. She stood at the gate, quietly watching as Nena played with some children. Nena, she called. Nena turned, surprised. Good evening, Auntie. Joy smiled sadly. I heard the news. You are going to be someone big. Nena nodded. By God's grace. Joy sighed. I came to say. I'm sorry. Again. This time, Nena walked closer. It's okay, Auntie. I hope you forgive me. I already did. Joy smiled. It was the first real smile she had shown in months. Later that night, Uche sat beside Nena as she showed him the scholarship certificate. You're going to make history, he said. I just want to make my parents proud. You already have. Even your mother in heaven is clapping for you right now. They both looked up at the stars. One star twinkled brighter than the others. See that one? Uche pointed. That's your mother, winking. Nena laughed. You just want to make me cry again. Uche grinned. Let them be tears of joy this time. The next Sunday at church, the pastor called Nena to the altar. We want to bless this child, he said. She is proof that no matter what life throws at you, with God, you can rise. Everyone stretched their hands toward her and prayed. Even the women who once looked down on her, even the old men who never noticed her before, they all joined in that powerful prayer. She left the church that day with more than a certificate. She left with the village's love. That evening, a call came from village. It was Daddy. My daughter. He shouted. You did it. Nena was smiling from ear to ear. Yes, Daddy, I told my boss about you. He said you're a star. I'm so proud of you. I wish I could hug you right now. Soon, Daddy, when you come home for Christmas. He laughed. This will be the best Christmas ever. And somehow, they both knew it would be. The year moved fast like a racing lorry on a narrow village road. Before anyone knew it, the harmattan had arrived. The mornings became cold, and the air was filled with the sweet smell of roasted corn, fresh palm wine, and fried meat. Nena's school went on break. And just like Daddy promised, he returned home for Christmas with a new phone, a wristwatch, and a fine Ankara wrapper for his daughter. Daddy! Nena screamed with joy, running into his arms. My star girl. He laughed, lifting her into the air. You've grown taller and brighter. The house came alive. Daddy brought home a fat chicken. Mummy Ifoma cooked big pots of jollof rice and vegetable soup. Even Joy, now calm and quiet, came by with a small gift, a beaded necklace for Nena. Nena took it gently. Thank you, Auntie Joy. I made it myself, she said. You inspire me to try again. Nena nodded with a soft smile. We all deserve a second chance. On Christmas morning, Nena wore a clean white lace gown Mummy Ifoma had sewn for her. As she walked to church with her father and Uncle Uche, people stared with admiration. She looks like her late mother, one old woman whispered. But with even more fire, another said. During the Christmas service, the pastor called out, let us thank God for our young daughter, Nena. This year, she won a scholarship and reminded all of us that no matter how hard life is, goodness wins. And somewhere, deep in the hearts of those watching, a seed of hope was planted. Nena sat quietly on a wooden bench behind the house, staring at the orange sunset. Daddy came to sit beside her, holding 2 cups of wine. Merry Christmas, my daughter. Merry Christmas, Daddy. They sat in silence for a moment, listening to children laugh in the distance. Do you miss your mother? Daddy asked. Every day. He nodded. She would be proud of you. I hope so. She would be more than proud, Daddy said. You've turned your pain into power. That's something even adults struggle to do. Nena looked up at the fading sun and whispered, Thank you, Mummy. Just then, Uche came running from the front yard. Come quickly. The fireworks are starting. Nena jumped up. Daddy followed. She had risen. She had become a light. And this time, no stepmother, no sorrow, and no past could ever take that away. Thank you for watching this story. Nena's journey came full circle. From being mistreated in her own father's house, to rising above pain with the power of love, faith, and forgiveness. She didn't fight her stepmother with anger. She conquered her with goodness. In the end, she didn't just win a scholarship. She won her father's heart, her village's respect, and the chance for a better life. Enjoy. The wicked stepmother. She learned the hard way that wickedness never lasts. But kindness always shines. What did you learn from Nena's story? Would you have forgiven Joy if you were in her shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful African stories. Because here every story has a soul. Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye.